Okay, welcome back. Now, our code looks really good. I went ahead and I made some changes to the naming convention that I used in the previous video. So for example, I had drop from Invader 1 to 21. So that wasn't descriptive enough for me. So I went ahead and off video, I changed it to read drop from Invader 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, and so on, 2-1 to 2-7, 3-1 to 3-7. Now this allows me to pair the names up. So Invader 3-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-2, so on. So I know I have no mistakes in my code. Great, so that's all fixed and I'm happy with this. Now if I would run this code, I would notice something. I would notice around my invaders there's like a little flickering. So what's happening is it's picking a random invader and it's putting a bomb right next to where one of my bomb sprites, right next to where my invader is. Now my bombs are not dropping, it's just choosing random invaders. So in this video, I'm going to actually show you how to make the bomb fall from these locations. Alright, so this is all good. So the thing I need to change, I need to update is this guy right here, this script. Alright, so this script needs to be happening when a clone of the bomb is created. So it's going to look almost identical to the laser sprite like I said in previous videos. So the laser sprite says when the space key is pressed, I need to do all these things, right? So it's a repeat block. So this repeat block I'm going to use. I'm going to change my Y value by a certain amount. I'm going to check for the border of the screen. And if I'm touching something, I'm going to broadcast the message and hide. So this logic is what I'm going to duplicate in my bomb. So it's a repeat. So I'll go into bomb. I'll pull out a repeat under control. It's a repeat a certain number of times. Let's say 20. What am I repeating? Well, I'm repeating exactly what I saw in the laser video. I'm going to change my Y position. So change Y by -10 because I want it to drop and not go up the screen. Okay. Then I'm going to say, well, if I get to the bottom of the screen for me is -175 roughly. So if on the control, my Y position is less than -175. So I need a less than operator. I will need a Y position under motion. So if my Y position is less than -175, let's make this a little bit bigger so you could see it. All right, there we go. That's less than -175. That means I'm at the bottom of the screen. I need to be hidden. All right, so I'll just pull a hide out from looks. Okay. So if this is true, then hide. Okay. And when I start as a clone, I would show. So that takes care of the showing problem. All right, repeat a certain number of times, and then I need to check for collision with the cannon. All right, so that's once again a condition. If I am touching, so touching is under sensing. So if I'm touching the cannon, I need to broadcast a message, right? I need to broadcast the message that the player has been hit. Keeping in mind that this is the bomb. So player hit is a broadcast on the event. And we already have player hit set up, so it's just a matter of choosing it from the drop-down list. Player hit, right here. I would take this entire if-then block, snap it in. I would take this entire repeat block and snap it in after. I may need to make an adjustment to this afterwards, but this looks good. So let's test it and see what happens. I may need to fix this. So if I hit play, all right, so they're dropping for a short space of time and then they're disappearing. So I know exactly how to fix this. We will be taking a look at the repair in the next video. Okay, welcome back. So as we continue to troubleshoot our program where we have seen the bombs dropping but they're not doing exactly what we wanted to do. We need to take a look at the bomb sprite a lot in much more detail, a lot more closely, and make some changes, and hopefully these changes we make will take care of this issue. Now, if I go ahead and I destroy a couple of the invaders, what do I notice? Okay, so that works, and that works. Now when I hit play and I do the same thing, because my laser is very slow, I don't get my explosion graphic. All right, this is not good. All right, we don't see the explosion happening. The score is working. So what does this tell me? This tells me that my random generator is using up too much of the system's resources, right? It's working too good, in other words. So I need to find a way of slowing down the random generator such that the other graphics and all the other logic takes root. Now, when I look inside of the bomb sprite, this is what I would be seeing. All right, I would see when I start as a clone, I need to show myself, and I need to repeat 30 times the following instructions. Drop down by 10. If the position is at the bottom of the screen, I need to hide. And once I'm hidden, I need to make sure that this clone is deleted. So I'll duplicate this, snap that in there. Now, if I'm not at the bottom of the screen, but I'm touching the cannon, I need to broadcast a message that says the player has been hit. I need to hide the bomb. I need to delete this sprite. Delete this clone. All right? So that takes care of the bomb message. Now, I also want the bomb to appear as if it's tumbling, so I would snap in my original chunks of code at the bottom of, it could be at the top, it could be at the bottom. I'm going to choose to put it at the bottom. So all of this would reflect the changes I would need to make in the bomb. So there's nothing more I can do with this, right? So if I hit play, I will still have the same funky bombs not dropping correctly. It's very, very slow. If you hit the fire button, it's extremely slow. That's because of the random generator. So let's go take a closer look at the random generator that's inside of the game state. And this thing right here is a monster, right? So it has 21 options, and each time the system has to stop and make a random choice. So I need to be able to slow this process down a little bit, and that's where a wait would come in. So I will create a new data type, a new variable, pardon me. I will name it wait. Say, okay, wait. And I want to pick a number that's, let's say, between 0 and 5, right? So wait doesn't need to be shown on the screen. Remove that. So let's say I pick a number between 0 and 5. So that'll be a random number again. So I'll go pick random between, let's say, 1 and 5, pardon me. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to set that new variable wait to some number between 1 and 5. So what does this do for me? I'm going to snap this in right after I pick the random invader thing. What does this do for me? Now I could say to the system, I want you to wait that many seconds. Whatever number that you pick between 1 and 5, I want you to wait that long for me, like between 1 second and 5 seconds, right? So I would go and I would say wait is under control. I would take that out, snap that in there, and I would wait. I know this is going to sound redundant, but I would wait that many seconds. I have no idea what it is. No one does, because it's some random number between 1 and 5. It could be 2, it could be 4, it could be 3, but I'm going to wait that many seconds before I decide to execute all of these codes. All right, so let's see what that looks like once we have it running. And we see something a little bit different. My laser is functioning properly, my explosions are functioning properly, and there I have my first tumble. Okay, so we'll take a closer look, clean this up a little bit more in the next video. Thank you.